cars making their way to the grid. This championship, Group 2 for the Octane Caterham Academy, headed by Stephen Nuttall. He's got 5 points in hand over Peter Fortune and Oliver Gauger. The two of them tied for second spot. Oliver Andrew 4th, Nick Portlock is 5th, and Danny Killeen is 6th. And all the wins have gone the way of Nuttall, Fortune and Gauger this year. 3 to Nuttall, 2 for Fortune, and 1 to Michael Gauger. So the final 15 minutes of racing of the season is about to get underway. The grid is lined up, ready to go. Pole position for this has gone the way of Max Robinson, but Stephen Nuttall is alongside him on the outside of the front row. The lights go out, the cars accelerate away, 1 or 2 get bogged down. Everybody's away cleanly though, as they work their way towards turn 1, up towards the Dean hairpin for the first time. Is it going to be Max Robinson that's converted pole position into the race lead? You're on board with Peter Fortune, looking back at Danny Killeen, and also now bearing down on them as well is Simon Bennett in number 3, who goes to the inside line. Oliver Andrew in the red car joins in that mix as well. Danny Killeen right to the very outside of the white car into the Dean hairpin for the first time, and he goes a little bit too deep into the corner. There's contact there and being tagged into a spin is Michael Sawyer, number 11. He should be able to rejoin from that, albeit now right at the tail end of the field as the leaders work their way for the first time out of Yedgewood, up towards Chapman Curve. A little bit of smoke coming off the back of Oliver Andrew's car. And you can see in the middle of all of that also Simon Bennett trying to gain ground as well. So the race leaders working their way through the pith path and heading for the first time through Rockingham Curve. Then up towards Kirby, the infield part of the circuit, then playing host of the Caterhams at the moment as they work their way through the long left. Then it's down towards Graceland and up towards the end of the lap. And a big slide also there from Alec Hayden in the red, number 42. He saves it, loses a place. On board with Peter Fortune. He's getting away from that gaggle of cars behind him though now. He turns his way out of the left-hander at Gracelands and down the short straight towards the Tarzan hairpin. And somebody else going off the road, you can see heading towards the barrier. Who was that? Simon Bennett it is, off the road. You can see the damage on the right-hand side of the car where he's hit the barrier. Let's have a look. He gets it sideways, it goes left, it goes right. He tries to hang on to it. Eventually the back loops round and off he goes into the barriers. Damages the right-hand side of the car, and it looks as though he's going to remain there. Meantime, battles rage on. Peter Fortune trying to defend, but at the same time gain ground if at all possible. Stephen Nuttall is behind him. That's good news for Fortune in the championship, but remember, he's got to outscore him by 6 points in order to win the crown, and as long as Nuttall is right on the tail of Fortune and there's nobody between them, and Peter Fortune is not going to be able to win the championship. You can see the way that looking for a way past him. There is Stephen Nuttall, and a sideways Fortune gets it all wrong, and that is the end of the championship dream, I reckon. He gets himself going again, but if he's going to be behind Stephen Nuttall, the hopes of winning the championship are long gone. Peter Fortune recovers, but how many more places is he going to lose? Richard Nordhoff comes up the inside of him, and he's level as they drop down towards Brook as he goes through. Yes, Richard Nordhoff in number 2 goes through. And there's also Nick Portlock there, tucked out behind them, looking for a way by as well. So Peter Fortune has lost places, and this was how it all started. He turns into the Tarzan hairpin and just loses the back of it. Lucky F, it says on the back. Not quite so lucky anymore, because that now has given the championship effectively to Stephen Nuttall. Up front for the race win, though, Danny Killeen is leading, and only just because Max Robinson is right on his tail. Checker flag is at the ready. They come up to end their season. 15 minutes of racing are done. Killeen and Robinson are running nose to tail, but Stephen Nuttall is on target for the title as he comes through in 3rd place, and Stephen Nuttall is crowned. So Stephen Nuttall it is who takes Group 2 within the Octane Caterham Academy. Peter Fortune comes home 2nd, just 5 points back, and Michael Gauger 3rd, a further point adrift. Danny Killeen 4th at the end of the season, Oliver Andrew 5th, and Max Robinson rounds out the top 6.